So really quick here, I'm just gonna demonstrate how to use the video editing program Shotcut to stick some videos together. So I have my MP4 files here in a folder. I have Shotcut open. I'm just going to take the files and drag them over here, and it's going to make a playlist. And then, of course, I'm going to start talking and pause that quick. So I'm going to put these in the order I want them. And pause so I don't have to listen to myself. And pause so I don't have to listen to myself. And now I've got these guys in my playlist, which means essentially that I could play them in order. I would really like to make a new video that's all three videos stuck together. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this picture of the first video and I'm going to drag it down here to the timeline and I'm going to hit add. And then it's going to add that video to the timeline, and you'll notice that video ends at something after 1950, which is good because the video is 1950 and some change long. So then I grab the second video and I drag it down here, and I want to drag it to after the first one on the timeline. Drop, bam. Now I've got that video kind of added, and there's a little bit of hang time in here. It's probably a good idea to leave that in there. It's just a tiny little transition. If you want to, there's ways to add fun transitions and stuff using Shotcut in there. I'm too lame for that, so I'm not going to, but you could. Then if we wanted to add our third video, we just grab it, drop it in. There we go. All told, this whole thing is like a touch over 32 minutes long. Pretty great. There they are, all stuck together. If you wanted to, for instance, cut something out here, you can move the playhead over here. So bring this guy. That thing's called the playhead, right? That's what's going to show up here. And you can split there. And now those are in two chunks, right? And if I wanted to delete one of them, like I wanted to get rid of this one, I'd just right click on it and I'd hit remove. If I wanted to like make them overlap or something bizarre, I could do that. If you grab this thing, I think you can make stuff happen faster or slower. You can kind of stretch things out or compress things. That's all a little bit beyond the scope of this, because I think for the purposes of like, can I math this videos, all you should need to do is stick stuff together and maybe cut and remove little bits. So if you want to start playing from where the playhead is, you just push play up here. If you want to move the playhead around, you just click and you can hit play. So you can use that to kind of adjust where the playhead is. If you hit stop, or pause rather, not stop, it'll pause the playhead right where you were. So if you rewatch a couple of times and you want to split it exactly someplace, you can use that play and stop, or play and pause to get there. And then when you want to export, so once you're done with your edits and you want to export, you just click the next to the playlist tab, there's an export tab. And then just make sure you've got a MP4 file and you're exporting it from the timeline. And then you can change stuff in here, but the defaults are just fine. Hit export file and then it'll ask you where you want it. And I want mine in my videos folder, and you have to name it something. So I'm going to name this one Life Cycle because it's about the programming life cycle from my intro programming class. And then I'm going to hit save. And now it's going to give me this jobs thing on the right here. And right now this saving of that file is 0% done. Right? So it's just going to take a while. Hey, 1%. That'll only take, you know, half an hour or something. So you just let it take a half hour to splice everything together. You can, before you save it, watch the whole thing by moving the playhead back to the beginning and hitting play after you've done your cuts and edits and stuff. That way you don't have to export it and then watch it and realize you've made a mistake and then go back and change it. Right? You can watch it all from in here.